to ask us in regards to, because Valentine's Day is coming up this Saturday, and
Mm-mm-mm.
there's some things that you should be doing throughout the year, not just because
Mm-hmm.
it is Valentine's Day.
Another
So,
man-made holiday.
but it's things that Valentine's Day is a big thing in around the world in regards to how we share our love. So we are here to tell you that love does shouldn't happen on February 14th only. It should happen all year round, because if you're in a relationship with your mate, whether you're dating, whether you're engaged, and whether you're solid in a marriage, or if your marriage is shaky, is that one of the things that's probably happening is that you have a wedge in between you guys and you have not shown the love and you waited for February 14th to show that love. Well, we're here to tell you that maybe that's a real issue for you. And we're going to give you 5 steps and 5 things that you can do to put the spark back in your relationship with your family and your mate. And show the spark is going to happen, because it can happen, but it's up to you. And just keep motivating yourself to be in love again.
But it has to be the right spark. See, certain sparks can cause an explosion. Certain sparks can create a kindling fire of lovely perpetuateness. But it all depends on how you spark that fire. So again, you have the opportunity to interact with us. Remember, go take the time to go like our Facebook page, facebook.com/ the couple motivators. Again, facebook.com/ the couple motivators. And right now, the Greg and Cheryl Clarke.com website is going under reconstruction.
Yes.
So hopefully within the next, I would say, give us the next few weeks, we'll be able to tell you when the site will be up live. I mean, if you go to it now, you may see a landing page or you may see a construction page, but believe you me, it's going through all the stuff in the background, because one of the things I've learned is that success is not start what's done in front of you. You have to do in the background. It's just like your body. Your body does things for you that you don't necessarily see, but without those functions, you could not survive. So the GregandCherylClarke.com website will be up and running soon. So right now you can just you can enjoy with us and talk with us and link in with us and everything else with us on our Facebook page. Again, facebook.com/ the couples motivators. And also, it'd be remiss for me not to say, we're also on Google Plus. So if you want to go on Google Plus, if you type in Gregory Cheryl Clarke, yes, we put the names together because that's how Google does it. Gregory Cheryl Clarke, and you'll be able to come to the page and link in with us on Google Plus as well. So without further ado, as Cheryl alluded to the title, love don't cost a thing. I'm gonna say it again. Love don't cost a thing, but it does.
But it does.
But there are different aspects that we're going to share with you tonight that you may think that we're going in one particular direction, but we may throw some curveballs at you. So Cheryl will begin.
So if you want to call in, like we said before, the first thing is 347-996-6160. And if you have any questions at any time, well, get a pen and paper out right now. Because if you are in a relationship or you are not in a relationship and you think that...
Now they're going to get nuggets?
You're going to get a couple. You're going to get 5 nuggets that's going to help them in their relationship, or soon to be in a relationship, or in their current relationship. Now, some of the things that we'll talk about is, I'm going to talk to my ladies a little bit. It's about the eye candy. Men are very visual, and they need to see us in just not in our little. I remember my husband saying, "Cheryl, if you don't take that bonnet off your head, but instead of, and we gotta listen. He knows I gotta roll up my hair in order for it to. We have to roll out our hair and do what we gotta do, ladies. However,
Black woman issue.
There's certain things that we can do for our spouse, and that is a little, giving a little eye candy in the evening. That it is you showing a little skin. And showing a little things showing a little things that is eye candy, because how you got him is somewhat how we look, and
the things y'all did,
and the things that we do to keep them. So, and it's vice versa as well.
Okay.
Because I'm talking to the ladies.
Oh, okay.
Because I know when we do go to bed, we put on the whole armor of God. and I know especially with me, like I'll put on
Mm.
my, with my rollers and stuff like that. So I had to make sure that, that I am coming to bed prepared. So like I bought, you buy new underwear, you do things of that nature to really make sure that you're sexy for your man. Because in an aspect of ladies, a lot of ladies say that my man doesn't pay attention to me. What is he paying attention to? Are you giving him something to pay attention to? So and there are some cases that um, when men are so preoccupied that they do not give us attention when we are doing that. So I'm talking to our men now. Now you see that if a
You
lady,
jump from the men to the. I thought I was going to deal with the men, but finish.
I'm talking to my men now, that when a lady does do something out of the ordinary, tell her how wonderful she looks, how great she looks. Give her a compliment, and vice versa. We live on. That's what part of the motivation is about. We as human need that motivation from our spouse. And this is what is intertwining about. Write down that nugget. Eye candy and then compliments around the eye candy. You look good today. Oh, I love the way you look. Oh, is that a new hairstyle? Is that a new? You gotta notice, because they will feel invisible, and ladies vice versa. Men, you have to be able to say that, and women, you have to be saying, I love the way you look. Oh, that's you look handsome. I like the fact that you are taking out the garbage. You're doing this. I appreciate that you provide for us. You have to make sure that there is a counteractive with the you going back and forth with the compliments and the appreciation of one another, because we have been a lot of us are in these relationships for so long that we tend to have lose the regard for one another and lose the respect for one another, because we just get so used to them doing. So we got to make sure that we appreciate one another.
Okay, I'm about to get in trouble, and I don't mind getting in trouble because I'm going to start with the ladies. I'm going to come from the male perspective. First, I'm going to deal with my ladies. Number one, there are plenty of things that you did during the courting process, like we dealt with last week when we was talking about there's a difference between dating and courting. If you're just dating someone and you're just out there being willy-nilly and free with yourself, then don't expect anything to come attaching themselves to you for the long term. Now, if you're in the stage of courting, there are things that you did when you were courting that most of y'all, I'm just, you can give us a call right now if you think that I'm wrong or if I'm over exaggerating. But many times, a lot of, I won't say complaints, but things that men observe with you ladies is that once it's like being in a spider web. Once you have them in the spider web, all of a sudden it's like, okay, I got them stuck on that particular point. And there are times and there's certain things that you used to do that you don't no longer throw the web out to them. So when it comes to, as my wife was saying about eye candy, now me, I'm probably one of those men, and there's probably millions of men out there, billions of men out there that really, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing of the extra dressing up and all that other extra stuff, that don't need to be done. And that's just keeping it real. Now, do I want my woman to look beautiful? Do I want my woman to present herself in a proper manner? Of course. But she don't necessarily have to come to bed with no underwear on. You don't need no underwear on. Underwear is really, for me, a time that you have on while you're walking around in the street and you're doing your business or you're going from A to B. You don't necessarily need that in the bedroom. That is just my perspective.
And that's
Now,
good to know
on top of that, for the men,
for the men to know
now,
their
now
women.
for the men, there are times that yes, we may get preoccupied because we're in a particular mode where we're building certain things. We want to make sure that certain things are, how should I say, structured. And then there are times when that woman of yours may want that attention that you're not readily giving to her. And there are times you have to do the balancing act. You have to give the time. Now, I'm not telling you not to stay in your warrior mode, in your mode of, building whatever businesses that you're doing, or in the mode of, excelling in that career. But at the time that I can say that from the particular different forms of entertainment that we've even watched recently, there comes a time where even though if a man is striving, the woman can feel a particular way, even though it may not be something that the man is indirectly doing. Because as my wife said, women, they want to feel. They want to know that they're number one. They want to be caressed. They want to be held. They want their hands held. Well, most women. I won't say all, because then you have some women on the flip side as well. But then on top of that, we have to understand as men is that we have to stay prioritized in doing what we need to do to build a legacy or to build something as a nest egg for your family. But at the same time, there are times that, not so much turn it off, but just remember that, there's someone who's there, who's waiting for you, just to, give that little compliment. Rub on that booty, throw some oil over the body, rub on the legs, put some oil in between the legs, make it nice and just so there's hardly any friction. You do those simple things and probably get those spots on the body that sometimes they can't get to. And you just get in there and you run those fingers through there, and woo, there's certain things that could happen.
Well, I think that's a really good point. Is because you're just having a notion where you are paying attention. And it's, there are some things that's called that doesn't cost a thing to you to do, is a tantric massage, for vice versa. And if you look it up, it's just a sensual massage that you would do for your spouse.
You're
And it
connect you're,
doesn't
you're
cost.
connecting at a
Yes.
at a, at a level that translates just the physical part. Basically, what tantric is that you're allowing your souls to meld. You're actually
Mm.
allowing the opportunity for the love making is not the physical. Now you're transgressing from just the physical, and then you're touching another dimension that you allow you and your partner to connect, and that's what tantric allows you to do. And there's certain people who try their best to do tantric and it never comes out right.
Mm.
There, because that just shows you one thing, either one or
That's
two things. It's
amazing.
not necessarily that that person is not practicing, but you have to master it. And not even that, your own soul has to be at peace in order to connect
Oh,
to
that's
another
good.
soul. So
Okay.
when as my wife suggested, that tantric, if you know that you're going through a little rough patch right now in your relationship, please don't sit there and start telling the woman, okay, we're gonna have a tantric massage and everything's gonna be all right. It's not gonna work. And it's not saying that it's not gonna work because it doesn't work. It's because of the vibration that's going on at that particular time
And the
within your
vibration
relationship.
prior to what are you doing outside of the bedroom. And just like with that, that moves us to the next thing, is the second one, that thing that doesn't cost you a thing. So remember, the first thing you do is eye candy, and that doesn't cost you a red cent. Like my husband said, you could not have anything on, and eye candy is something you do. You could snap a little picture for him or whatever with your smile and send it to him. I'm waiting for you. It doesn't cost
No
you.
nude pics.
It doesn't cost you a thing.
Not these days with the internet,
Well, I don't
please.
know what happens in the clouds. It may,
That's what I'm
if you
saying.
want to risk it, fine.
If you're gonna take some sexy with some negligee on, that I feel is appropriate. Please don't get to the point where some of these, and we got to go back to this generation where they're sending stuff out there that just shows that either one or two things: either you don't have enough respect for yourself,
Mm.
or you don't have enough respect for your partner. Because if I got to take a picture of my private areas just to send to my woman to get her aroused or to say, this is what you're going to get. Wait a minute, where is the respect? Where is that ability to say, you building up? It's like a crescendo. It's like we were watching a particular show probably a couple of nights ago, and we were looking at how people dressed in the 70s. But people knew how to make love in the 70s. They may have been doing a lot of stuff, and they didn't have internet, and they didn't have 500 channels, but they knew how to create that atmosphere, whereas it became something, a level of anticipation. These days, and that's one of the things that the couple motivators is here to do, is to bring, not so much go old school, but to bring back some thoughts, to bring back some power in that anticipation. And let me digress so my wife can really delve in point number two.